We're gonna make a snow globe frog today. I'm a little nervous because I am gonna try to make it complete with glitter and water on the inside. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Catastrophic. Does not happen.
Let's find out. Just for some added context, I have over on Patreon a Toot and Tadpoles tier where you get to vote for the frog of the month. Everyone leaves their suggestions and then I take the top ones and I put them into a poll. And December's winner was Jeff. Jeff suggested a snow globe frog where the base is a frog, the globe is a frog, and inside there is another frog. Curse you, Jeff, and your beautiful mind. This one was really exciting because first of all, it's a great idea, and second of all, it sounds like a great challenge. We're gonna see what we can do. Sculpting actually wasn't too difficult. The most difficult part was getting the globe frog to not look horrifying. In my little concept sketch that I doodled, I made him look a little slightly mortified. And so I was trying to capture that same expression, but he looked a little scary for a bit. But don't worry, I think we fixed it. I eventually came to the conclusion that the reason why the globe was so terrifying was because his face was just way too big. His face was like double the size of the base's face. So I shrunk that down and he immediately was like 60% less terrifying. Please don't mind my slightly lumpy snowflakes. Like when all said and done, I think they'll be fine. Snowflakes are so like precise and symmetrical and geometric that freehanding one is a struggle. There are probably a million other ways that I could have done this to get it to look better, but I think works. I think it works for what it is. It works. Usually the Patreon frogs of the month do not take me this long to make. Between the holidays and having to make a freaking snow globe, this one took a little longer than usual. But I'm excited to see how it turns out. In today's episode of Everything's Difficult, we've hit a few snag-foos. The clear globe, I think, is going to be the biggest struggle for this. I thought it was going to be the liquid inside, but it's definitely looking like getting a good, solid, clear globe that looks good will be the issue. The problem is a lot of times if I have like minor print defects, I can patch them or cover them up with paint. I can't do that here. Here's where we're at. I've done a few prints now. Here's our first boy who fell off his supports. Our second attempt, he looks better. The issue is you see all these like horizontal lines. This one, to keep him from falling off the supports, I had to really beef up the supports, which means we have some crazy cleanup work to do on his face. Here's the latest attempt. He's got like this weird elephant footing on the bottom, and there's his gash that goes all the way through. And all of them have what I thought were cracks, but they're actually air bubbles that just go all the way through. And I'm not sure what to do about that. I'm out of clear resin, so I just had to order more. And I saw that Anycubic actually has a better clear now. It's like a new and improved clear that is more UV resistant. So we're gonna try that out, and we're gonna try it on one of my Mono 5s because the Mono 2s are just not cutting it. And more positive news, the base looks fantastic. Look at that. I don't normally have this many print failures. Usually it's just like one, maybe two. Also, most of my print failures are somewhat salvageable. I don't know what to do with these. If you have any ideas for what I can do with the failed versions, I want to do something with them because I don't like wasting material. My other print failures are stuff like this, where it's like, you have a line that cuts through, which with some patching and patience, you could fix that right up and have yourself a sheet ghost. Because I don't throw them away unless they're like catastrophic, which does not happen often, knock on wood.
Catastrophic. Does not happen often. Knock on wood.
Let's focus on the positives. This is way clearer than the previous attempt, so that's a win. And look at that. I have one more thing I want to try for one final attempt. Wish me luck, because after this, we're gonna go to plan B. I don't have a plan B. So the biggest change I'm making for this version is I'm adding a little vent hole to prevent suction from cupping. Basically, this entire thing is a giant cup, and it seals itself in whenever it goes down. I'm not explaining that anyway. Anyway, don't you worry about it. Just know that we need to put a little hole in to vent it out to break the suction. It was in this moment that I also realized that I made the rookie mistake of not changing my printer settings for the different resin. If you didn't know, different resins have different exposure time settings that you need to change, and yeah, the high clear has very different settings, and so we're going to change that, and I think that will be a huge help going forward. Amazing what happens when you use the right printer settings. We're at the craft store. We're gonna look for the perfect glitter for our snow globe. I'm not exactly sure what I want. I think I'll know it when I see it, I tell myself. We'll see. Let's go. We made our way to the craft store and we got distracted by clearance goods. Oh my gosh, there was so much Christmas clearance. Found some friends. I like the theme we have going on here. Focusing, we found the glitter. Look at all this glitter. I had to resist getting this beautiful hollow glitter, but I think it's mostly going to look gray in the snow globe. This is what I think we need. They also had all of these fun shapes, but no frogs. Not a frog in sight. They have footballs and basketballs and fruits and whatnot, but no frogs. Also, I have no use for this, but look at this multi-chrome. Ooh! This is what we settled on. We have this like tinsel glitter. And then I also heard that wax, they said small shavings of plastic, wax, or anything like that for snow, potentially. So we got these wax melts. Set all the things I need to paint. We got snowman, other snowman, candy canes, peppermints, blood orange bat, and orange toads. Magnificent. Yeah. So we got a lot of painting to do. So this Linux snow globe is the inspiration for My Little Froggy Boy. I really like how the colors are, they're not too Christmassy, they're just kind of wintry, but they could be Christmassy. I put down a nice taupe base and then added a gold trim to the inside and out. Also, it always gets asked, so I will answer it again here, but I use Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats, miniature paints, and also sometimes Army Painter miniature paints. This is honestly one of the simpler paint jobs that I've done. We don't really have any dry brushing going on. It's just clean masking, which is tedious and sometimes takes forever. The frog and the tree were the most difficult. I wanted to keep the base as white as possible and use the green on top of it because it would be way harder to try to layer the white over the green. It would just take several coats and be a mess. But that meant reforming my raccoon ways and not painting like a maniac and getting green all over the place. I painted the dots silver for that mixed metals look. And then we just need to paint the globe. Luckily, it's just pretty much painting the eyeballs and then his little squeege flaps. Those need to be blue. Greetings, my child. Paint is done. We're going to clear coat. We use satin on snow globe base, and then I'm going to try gloss. I'm going to try gloss on the globe. Okay, I just sprayed the globes. I think I need to spray the inside though. I'm a little nervous about that because it's going to be hard to do that without getting it to pool inside. But I think I have to because right now they're quite cloudy still. Probably can't tell, but the outside is quite clear. It's quite glossy and clear now. But the inside! Alright, we're going to coat this bad boy. Boop. There's all this stuff in here that's going to be coated, like, setting in water for a long period of time. I'm going to put a coat of UV resin to protect the paint job. I'm hoping that's enough to keep it protected long term. So, I need to put a respirator on so I can't talk. Goodbye. Okay, all right, we have one that's been epoxied. I've made two. One we're gonna put water in. The other one I'm gonna leave dry as like a cup. Help, I'm gonna cry. No. So we're making one version. We're gonna ignore that that happened. The good news is that the watertight one is the one that survived. It's actually looking clearer than it was. Well, let's go get some adhesive for the one remaining globe. It was a little tricky trying to pick out the right adhesive for this. We had to decide between something that set up quickly but was not water curable versus something that took 24 hours to set up, but would cure with water. We chose the latter and went with this Loctite marine sealant. Also, I did go ahead and reprint my clear globes so that I can make a dry version for my collection. I didn't finish it in time for this video, but hey, I have it now. Okay, I do want to do a quick test to see if I'm just going to use glitter, if I'm going to use the wax beads. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I need a bowl and a paper towel so that the loose glitter doesn't go down the drain. Yeah, so based on this, I think I'm just going to use the glitter. The wax looked really beautiful and snow-like, however, it almost immediately goes back to the top, and I'm worried it's just gonna like hang out there and look gross and clumpy. I went ahead and did another coat of clear on the outside, which I definitely think helped. Look, you can see them! It's a little cloudy and it's not perfect, but you can see. I think it's as clear as we're going to get. Dun 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 dun. We've got glycerin. We've got distilled water. We've got a boy with glitter. I'm nervous. I am making a last minute decision to put a little bit of the wax beads in. Okay, I was so nervous that I did not explain what we're doing. From what I understand, it's best to assemble these underwater so that we don't have any air bubbles. And it's best to use distilled water because tap water can have all kinds of minerals and things that can either grow funky stuff or cause cloudiness. Also, I don't know if this tube was very old or whatever, but it was thick. So thick. My husband had a hard time getting an even coat. And at this point, I have no idea how many of the glitters and wax beads made it into the globe. I was so busy trying to make sure that there were no air bubbles that definitely lost a few along the way. And behold, our beautiful jig that we have set up here. My husband is leveling it to make sure that it hopefully sets up properly. And now we just wait for 24 hours to see if it worked. Help, I have a frog in me. Look! I am so happy with how this turned out. I didn't know if this was gonna be possible, to be honest. I will say, I am occasionally finding a little water bead, and I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know how long he's gonna last. I might try to put like a silicone caulking around this crack here to see if that helps. I do think I need a little bit more glitter and snow on the inside. Unfortunately, I think the amount that I had was perfect and then I lost a bunch of it during assembly. Let me know if you think this should be my resin pumpkin and something that I should try to remake every year. Next time I see you in long form, I'll be posting a new cake layer, so get ready for that. Thanks for watching.